Hey everyone, JC here, and today I am sharing with you my first practice session of the 2021 karting season at Atlanta Motorsports Park. In this session, I had a stallion of a kart, and when I say it was wild, you will see what I mean in this video. So if you do enjoy the content that you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share the content as it really helps this channel grow, and it will be greatly appreciated. And so with that being said, let's gear up, let's strap in, let's go. All right, everybody's good to go. Thumbs up, good to go. Visors down. Let's get it. So you probably hear faintly in the background a lot of mumbling. I was trying to talk to the camera, but through my helmet, the helmet cam just wasn't picking up my voice well at all, so I decided to do this voiceover. So yeah, actually looks like I started towards the middle of the pack here. Typically the lane that I'm in goes first, but on this day that wasn't the case. All right, coming out of pit lane, going into the warm-up lap. Yeah, as you guys can see, it was a pretty cloudy day, but don't let the clouds fool you. It actually felt pretty amazing yesterday. It was about a good 75, 76 degrees. But yeah, I can tell you this though, without the sun beaming on the track, the tires were definitely cold and struggled for grip in this one, but you'll see as the video progresses. So here, as you can see, we're just kind of forming up the yellow flag. And there's a lot of traffic today, lots and lots of traffic. There are actually a couple of families out here just trying to have a good time, and there were a few guys like myself that were seriously trying to get in some practice before the race that's coming up on the 27th. But hey, you know, everybody's out here trying to have fun, so it was still a really good time. Yep, so here we go, coming into the last turn, final turn, and still in warm-up lap, still a yellow flag. I got a little trigger happy here, didn't realize it was still a yellow flag and there was still a warm-up lap and stuff, but kind of went past that person because they weren't even keeping up with the pack, so I at least caught up with the pack. This is turn 2 right here, is a pretty crazy turn. So the thing about Atlanta Motorsports Park is that the out lap, your warm-up lap, doesn't start at the starting line. When they drop the green flag, it starts actually on the back half of the track, more so in section 2, not in of the track. And you'll see. So right here, we're still going. Just finished section 1, coming into section 2, and then up in the top left, now it's green flag, and this is when we go. So coming up right here, you can see that my braking point here, the cart itself was pulling to the right every time I would hit the brakes. It's just, as you can see, I'm fighting as I'm going through these corners here because the alignment is just so bad on this cart. The back end was slippery and the front end was grippy. It was weird, but anyway, talking over all the action, as you can see, it kind of went around a few people already. Just kind of trying to get into the groove of things. I struggled a lot with understeer. We got a spin right here and then another guy going slow. So I just kind of went around him on the outside and then I was all out on the front. So here we go. We're coming up on the start line right here. Bam. So now going into turn 1, you typically want to be flat out. But once again, that alignment was so bad that it was hard for me to get grip and I actually had to fight the cart so much just to keep it from spinning. Then this downhill braking zone into turn 2 is a tough one because if you got too much momentum, you can definitely spin out. Then you got a long uphill into turn 3, and the guy just blew by because I just had no momentum. Then turn 4 right here is a tight. Oh man, it should have been more like a late apex, but I went in too quickly. So then that was actually turn 6 and 7. I kind of skipped over turn 5. 6 and 7, you're just flat out, and turn 8 is a little light turn, and going into turn 9 right here. Hard braking zone into a double apex to the left. Once again, I've lost the back end and had to overcorrect so much just to keep the thing straight. But here we go. Coming up here to these uphill corners here. Typically, I'm flat out on the throttle in these two right here. Even with this sharp right-hander here, if you hit the apex just right, you don't have to let off. So as you can see, I hit it pretty well, and I kind of got into these guys slipstream just a little bit. And I was trying to outbrake them, but I just braked a little too early. But it's okay. So I just kind of kept doing the same thing down the front straight here, back into the start finish line. Going right back into turn one, and here we go again. So, and I don't know what happened, but we ended up getting a yellow flag. Oh yeah, that's right. We had a family cart right here that so they went to slow the pack down so no one would run into them. But yeah, these guys were actually in front of me. They actually were not too bad in terms of their racecraft, in terms of their speed. They were pretty good, but still, as you can see, not good enough. So he was in the way, so I have to go fast. But this is probably the ideal passing zone. Turn 6 and 7 right there. Little small chicane is probably the ideal pass zone because you can just go flat out and you just need minimal inputs to, you know, go through those turns. But right here, that double apex, I swear, that's a tough one. Turn 9. It's really 9 and 10 is tough. Probably my favorite part of the track right here. Right here, you're just all out on the draw, and you just get such a great sense of speed. And the camera is not doing any justice, but I am like blinded. This kart that I had, although it was terrible in terms of its handling, it was extremely fast. Oh, and I jumped the curb there. I almost lost it. But coming down into this braking zone, downhill into this hard hairpin, oh man, I almost lost it a few times because it just, every time I hit the brakes, the car will pull to the right. That turn right there, I swear, it's really tough on the abs. You really have to get a good lean going. If you don't, it'll throw your entire speed off going down that back straight. It's one of those late apex turns that you got to get just right. And then it's double apex in turns 9 and 10. You got to get this right going into 11 right here, and you're all out right here on 12. And then right here up going up the hill on 13 and 14. Once again, you should be flat out, and if you got enough momentum, this is also a good passing zone in this track. I'll admit I was getting a little too close to the apexes on this one, this session, and kind of jumped the curb a few times, but it's a learning experience. This is my first day back, and a little rusty, so can't complain. Oh man, look at how much I have to fight just to keep this thing straight. So this is really critical too. The exit on turn 2 is just as important as your entrance because you have to make sure that you carry enough momentum through the turn in order to get up that hill because these karts, they're not very powerful. So if you come off that turn 2 and you don't have enough momentum, oh, you're going to just chug on up that hill. And you could easily lose position like I did earlier in the practice session. I was really trying to explain a lot of this as I was racing, but it was so much wind that you just can't. I was just completely driven out. So this turn coming up right here, the final turn, turn 19, I was going into this turn way too soon. This is another late apex turn that I was shaving the corner way too much, and it cost me a lot of time in the long run. So ran into some traffic here, and I was catching up finally, and then this happens. Remember what I was talking about with the momentum and coming downhill? That's exactly what happened. I just lost it because of the fact that I carried too much momentum trying to coming into the turn in that braking zone, and the back end just whipped around. So remember, these karts, they only have one brake disc, and that is on the back with the drive axle, which is a solid axle right there. So braking is crucial. The way that you modulate the brakes is crucial. Too little, you sacrifice time. too much, you spin out and sacrifice even more time. So as you can see there, that double apex going into 9 and 10, and then over until 11 and 12. Once again, if you hit that correctly, you can score a little bit of speed there, which can get you to go around some of your opponents there. And as you can see, I carried all of that momentum and that speed all the way up here to turn 19 and messed it up as I hit the curb and once again shaved the corner. But this ended up being the final lap. We just ran out of time, and I just was not able to capitalize on it. So coming down into turn 2 right here once again, as you can see, like I said before, if you brake too soon, I didn't carry enough momentum, but it really wasn't that bad because here we go going into the pit. So that was the race. So I keep saying race, but I mean practice session. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It was definitely fun for me. I just had a lot of fighting to do with this particular kart, and next weekend when I go to my second practice session, I will definitely make sure to not use car number 35 because it was terrible. But it was a great learning experience, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one.
All right, so that was an interesting race. Interesting practice session, not a race. So the kart I had, it was extremely fast, but the back end was very loose. I had no grip in the back. The front end was, it was really grippy on the front end, but so grippy to the point where I would have a lot of understeer going into the turn. As you guys saw, I did a lot of overcorrecting. Those guys are amazing. So I had to do a lot of overcorrecting, and as we can see in the downhill hairpin and that braking zone in turn 2, I actually ended up losing it a little bit because of the fact that I just carried so much momentum. The car was fast, but every time I tried to get it to brake efficiently, it would pull to the right. But you know, that's why we have these practice sessions. So it's like I just learned a lot of valuable stuff about myself and about the kart. It's been a minute, I'm a little rusty, and it was great fun. So I'm just really hoping that you guys enjoyed it. I'm not entirely happy with the time that I ran. I ran a 76, which is slow for me. I mean, my best time here so far has been a 72, so I got a lot of catching up to do to last season. So, but this was a good opening session for the first race, and I'm happy with overall I'm happy with the experience. I'm happy with the practice. So tune in next time, guys, and if you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.